You have your ups, you have your downs, and people grow apart.
The story of what happened between Martin Lawrence and his second wife has always been shrouded in mystery. It was years before Shamicka Gibbs lifted the lid on what happened to cause their split. What she had to say was pretty surprising. Listen closely because this story is unbelievable. Back in the late 1990s, Martin was at the absolute height of his career. He was a legit comedy superstar. His first wife, Patricia Southall, was Miss Virginia when they got married, and after they split in 1997, Martin quickly found Shamicka. In fact, even the circumstances of their first meeting were pretty mysterious. It has been reported that they actually started dating somewhere between 1995 and 1997, which would mean that their relationship started before Martin and Patricia decided to part ways. While this may come as a surprise at the time, it was soon forgotten as Martin and Shamicka's relationship quickly became really serious. They had their first daughter, Ayanna Faith, 3 years later in 2000, followed by Amira Trinity in 2002. In fact, the length of the couple's time together may actually come as a little bit of a shock to you. They dated for an incredible 15 years before taking the next step. They finally got married in 2010. The wedding was a private ceremony in their family home in Beverly Hills. The star-studded event allegedly took place in their backyard and featured famous faces like Eddie Murphy. A lot of us were really interested to know why they got married in their own house instead of a fancier location. A representative from the couple explained why the ceremony took place in such a humble spot and what they said would prove to be really important later. The source told People magazine that the newlyweds wanted an intimate celebration where their daughters were flower girls. The source went on to reveal that Martin and Shamicka were focused on making their wedding all about their family, but it turned out that their happiness was not meant to last. In fact, many people couldn't believe just how short their marriage was after so many years together. Martin and Shamicka filed for divorce just 2 years later. Their representative claimed that the decision was mutual, citing irreconcilable differences as the reason for their split. They also released a joint statement at the time to People, and what they said made it clear that they were still focused on making everything about their family first and foremost. In the statement, they said that out of love and respect for one another, they could continue to remain friends and raise their 2 daughters together. Obviously, this seemed like a really nice way to deal with what must have been a really difficult time for both of them. Many people were relieved to hear that they were parting on such friendly terms. However, it also left a lot of us wanting more, as their statement didn't really go into much detail about why they were calling it a day on their marriage after such a short time. The statement was all either would say about the breakup for a long time. So we were all left to wonder what the reason really was. After the messy way Martin left his first wife, some people started coming up with some shady theories about what might have happened. However, in 2014, Shamicka put all the theories to bed at last. During an interview with Madame Noir, she opened up about the truth behind her split with Martin. She started reminding everybody that although the marriage was brief, their relationship really was not. And she saw the 15 years they spent together as more important than the 2 in which they were husband and wife. Shamicka said that the truth is that their relationship was just like anybody else's. She told Madame Noir that they had a lot of ups and downs and that eventually, like a lot of other people, they just grew apart. While this didn't exactly satisfy everyone's curiosity, what Shamicka said next was a little more revealing. She said that at the end of the day, there was a lot of stuff that went with being with Martin. She didn't want to discuss it. It seemed clear from her words that Martin had behaved in a way that Shamicka had not signed up for when they got married, but she didn't want to give anything away that would hurt the public image of her children's father. She summed it up by saying simply, life happened. Since their split, Shamicka and Martin have kept their promise to co-parent their kids in a friendly way. Shamicka has nurtured a really loving relationship with both Ayanna and Amira and has also grown close to Martin's first child. Martin and Patricia had a daughter named Jasmine, who Shamicka also took care of when she got together with Martin. In November 2020, long after the end of her marriage, Shamicka uploaded a really sweet photo on her birthday. The picture showed Shamicka out for a dinner with Ayanna, Amira, and Jasmine. She wrote in the caption that she had a beautiful birthday and was so blessed and grateful after being spoiled by her daughters. It sounded very much as though Shamicka still put family above everything else, even after splitting up with her husband. But taking care of her daughters has not been the only thing she has done since the divorce. After the breakup, Shamicka found opportunities to get famous on her own terms. Less than a year later, she signed up to appear in the 2nd season of the reality show Hollywood Exes. She became a co-star to other ex-wives of big celebrities like Will Smith, Eddie Murphy, and Prince. Despite her popularity on the show, there were whispers at the time that Martin was against it. In an interview with Gossip, Shamicka defended her ex from the rumors. She said that Martin had her back and wished her well from the very start of the show. But she also added that although Martin was a good guy, if he had been upset, she would have done it anyway as a grown woman who made her own decisions. She also talked about how much she enjoyed being on reality TV. In order to make sure she enjoyed it, she had an important conversation with the show producers beforehand. She told them not to distort her personality as she wanted us viewers to see her for her true self. Aside from her pursuits in the TV world, Shamicka has also become an accomplished businesswoman. Her business interests have ranged from clothing lines to food services. She created the meal service business, Mika's Pantry, which offers a variety of organic and gluten-free herbs and spices. She started the company after discovering that she herself suffered from celiac disease. Around the same time, she was also diagnosed with lupus. In her bio on Instagram, Shamicka describes herself as a lupus warrior. She has used the platform to share some advice with other lupus sufferers. One piece of advice she shared was where she bought silver, which was supposed to help boost her immune system. Although with a net worth thought to be around $5 million, chances are she hasn't been buying her silver at the same places everyone else does. Obviously, this sounds like a pretty huge amount of money, but compared to her ex-husband's unbelievable net worth, it came as a little bit of a shock. Martin's net worth is estimated to be around a staggering $110 million. So it was surprising to hear that in such a good-natured divorce settlement, Shamicka left with so little. However, she clearly hasn't held it against him and has got on with the business of living her life without him. Recently, Shamicka found love again with businessman Antoine Ace Hill, as well as owning a luxury car service business. Antoine also worked as a motivational speaker and youth mentor. Shamicka has shared a lot of happy pictures of her and her new man on Instagram, so whatever really happened to break her and Martin up is clearly all in the past. But what do you guys think? Do Shamicka and Martin have one of the healthiest co-parenting relationships in Hollywood, or is there more that they are not telling us about what happened in their marriage? Let me know in the comments below.